When Areivim began about 7 years ago, we were at the point that parents realized that they can't just hide these problems. Teenagers, for their part, were not willing to make believe that they cared, and they were not willing to stay in the system. As a result, it was the perfect time for Areivim, which began with 3 employees, to work with teenagers, beginning with the mentoring program and with our pilot program, which is Camp Gavril. Camp Gavril, which presently has 2 separate groups, there's the boys group and there's the girls group, and we would like to present it to parents, and we do, is that it's a very warm, close-knit group where we get together separate from the outside world, and we travel. When we hit about 15 states in 30 days, there's a lot of bonding, there's a lot of discussion, both group and both on a one-on-one level, and we have found that 25, 30 days together with them have caused serious change, positive change of course, and it's change that they've carried with them months and years later. We now have another program which is already in our 3rd year, and that's Project Excel, where 3 times a year we will go to Eretz Yisrael, we will take boys with us, and we'll tour with them, we'll again bond with them. Of course it's one-on-one, it's sort of an isolated, we're together, and we place them in yeshivas, and then we keep in touch with them when we come subsequently 3-4 months later. And we found there too that we're able to make a change, because most of the boys we've taken have been home and they haven't been willing to go to yeshiva or any program, and there too it was a life-changing experience for them. We have some more informal programs, and that is that we're constantly taking boys out for lunch. They're dropping into our houses at any time. We have Shabbatonim throughout the year as well. We have other more subtle programs such as our mentoring, which we're doing constantly all the time. We were in touch either by phone or a meeting with them, whether in the day or late at night. We have the counseling with the parents, which we're always on the phone and speaking to them, and we're trying to be available as much as possible. We have educational programs where we have pamphlets, educational pamphlets which we distribute. We have parenting classes which we have every year.
I'm the rabbi of 6 facilities, the correction facilities. I see a lot of young kids, but we never saw this before. So many kids, and we can never know where this is going to end up. But one thing, the problem is not only my kid or your kid. All Klal Yisrael, we see the nicest families, the best families, Talmid Chochem, Ashirim, Askonim, whatever there is always problems, this kind of problems in the families. So it's an achrayus, not only for us, it's achrayus for Klal Yisrael. Yisrael Areivim zeh lezeh.
Growing up in a difficult situation, I went through a depression which led me to eventually becoming anorexic. Shortly after being introduced to the rabbi, my situation at home got out of hand, as well as my anorexia, and it was time to leave home or go inpatient, something I dreaded. With much time and resources, the rabbi found me a new loving, warm home, worked things out with my parents and the doctors, and worked with me for the hardest and most accomplishing year of my life. I got a new chance at life, and I therefore was able to conquer my eating disorder, as well as learning to love myself.
Areivim has had an absolutely huge influence on my life, and I can honestly say that I would not be anywhere near where I'm holding today if not for Areivim.
Areivim is an organization that they do not judge you for what you are. They accept you for what you are, and no matter what you do and no matter what you have done, they will always accept you back, and they will always forgive you for what you have done.
Dealing with the guys it gives me perspective on my own life, and also constantly working with Rabbi Gluck and Ace and Moshe, constantly asking them questions about guys and about myself, it really put me in a straight path.
Areivim, unlike any of the other organizations I know that works with teens in crisis, does not have a location where we expect the teenagers to come to us. Areivim works differently. We're out there on the street. We go to Brooklyn several times a month. In the summer, when many of the teenagers are gathering in the mountains, we're in Woodburn and in the close areas over there. We go to Eretz Yisrael several times a year again because we know that's where the teenagers are. Outreach is more effective, it's more personal, it's more natural.
I need to constantly get feedback on how I do and how I work. And I feel that I got to look up to people and have people that can help me do this. So I constantly get advice from as many drug counselors, therapists, whatever it is, chinuch workers, everything that I can. And so I approached Ace and Moshe in order to get that. And I found that the advice they were giving me were literally gems of wisdom. And I found they were very insightful, helpful, and in the day-to-day situations I was dealing with, they were really helping.
Areivim's goals are to create change. And when we refer to change, we are talking about internalized change. We're talking about long-term change. Many mentors or Areivim or parents will be happy if the boy or the girl wakes up tomorrow and goes to school. But that's not real change. The boy or the girl is doing it because they have to. We still don't know what they're going to do many years later. Internalized and long-term change means that we will instill values within those children. They'll understand right and wrong. They will themselves have core values and beliefs that they're going to live by. Values that when they're married and when they themselves are parents, will be able to bring up their own children and live their own lives in a way that is effective and positive.
This is a great Pirkei Avos share over here that one of the boys actually started it in memory of his good friend that passed away just recently 2 months ago. And everybody, most of the campers joined on their own accord, and it's mamish beautiful. It's one Mishnah a day, Leilu Nishmas, a special boy.
A lot of people focus on the external. A lot of people these days see something and they see the external and they're ready, whether or not they do it subconsciously or consciously, they make a judgment call. Areivim doesn't do that. Areivim sees the kids and all they see is neshamas. And they see these Jewish kids, and it's fantastic to see that the smiles they give these kids and the help they give them and the work they give them and the hours that they put in overtime at night. The kids come around and the kids respond to this. And other organizations, they do this, but at the same time, I think the personal effect of where these kids can drop in at Ace's house, Moshe's house, Rabbi Gluck's house, every night of the week pretty much, and come to shmooze till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. That's fantastic, and you're not going to see that anywhere else. And that's a dedication that I just haven't seen.
Gabriel is the best. God bless.
His legs don't work. I want to see what I... Ozzy! What do you want without him?
How was it, guy? Tell me about it.
I'm scared, man.
Scared?
I'm still scared.
Did you do tshuva, guy?
Huh? I did tshuva.
Serious?
I promised to do tshuva.
You really did?
The Gemara tells us like this, The Rabbi Akiva was asked when he was younger and he would have seen a rabbi walk down the street, what would he have done? He said, I would have bit him like a donkey. And his students said to him, why would you bite him like a donkey? Why not like a dog? And he goes, a dog only breaks through skin, but a donkey crushes bones. This is the feeling that Rabbi Akiva had towards Rebbeim when he was younger. For such hatred that Rabbi Akiva had when he was younger, who knows if he would have been affected, what would have happened? If Areivim would have been around back then, Rabbi Akiva could have changed when he was 15, 16 years old, and would have had another 25, 30 years of his Torah. And how much more Torah would we know today? He was probably the greatest sage. He expounded on the crowns of the Torah, yet he started when he was 40 years old. And luckily he was recognized by his wife and he was able to change. How many Akivas do we see walking down the street today? How many Akivas can we change? And Rabbi Gluck and Ace and Moish and all the wonderful workers at Areivim, they look at this kid and they see Akiva. What are you going to be? What type of potential can we unlock in that kid?